Hello, I'm David Ogawa, and you're welcome to eBusiness Fundamental Guide video series. In this introduction part of the video, I'm going to give you a preview of what you're going to learn in the next 5 weeks. Nigeria, as we know today, is witnessing a massive revolution in the e-business sector. We see more and more internet companies springing up today in the country. That more and more Nigerians are becoming more comfortable shopping online, making payments online, using their ATM cards and other electronic payment devices that we have today. Now the question is, what does it take to start a business on the internet? Starting a business on the internet is no different from starting a business. There are just 4 fundamental steps to starting a business on the internet, and I'm going to give you a preview of these steps. Of course, the subsequent videos will treat each of these steps more in depth, but now I'm just going to give you a preview of these steps. Step 1. What is it you want to sell? To be in business, you must have something to sell. That is what business is all about. It's either you are selling a product or you are selling services, whatever it is, but you just must have something to sell, and there must be people who are interested to buy that thing you want to sell. That is the first step. The second step, you need a website. Your website on the internet is your office. Just the way people will go to your office to find out about what you're selling, about your business, and to patronize you. Likewise, people will go to your website to find out about your business, about the product or services you're selling, and of course to patronize you. And there are 2 ways to set up a website on the internet. You could either build it yourself, or you can hire someone to build it for you. Now there are available tools that anyone can use and build a website without even having a prior knowledge of how to build a website. And the most interesting is that most of these tools are even free of charge, and you can use them to build a professional website. The third step, social media integration. Today, social media is the most revolutionary thing to have ever happened since the invention of the internet. The social media on its own today is just like the internet itself. Most people, when they tell you they are browsing the internet, of course what they are doing is browsing social media, And one of the popular social media networking sites we have today is Facebook, with over 1 billion members worldwide, and about 7 million members of that website resides here in Nigeria. So you have a large pool of people to push your business to push your brand to let know that okay, you've arrived, this is what you're doing, so that they can come and patronize you. But there are ways to use social media and get effective results. So when we discuss this aspect in full, you get to know more about that. Now the fourth step, devising an advertising strategy. Most people spend money on the internet advertising and not getting good returns on investment. This is because the way the internet advertising world runs is different from the way traditional advertising is. There are ways to advertise on the internet. To advertise on the internet, in fact, the first step is to devise an advertising strategy. You need to know the particular platform to advertise to, and you need to know there are some certain metrics use in order to reach the right audience that should be interested in what you're selling. Now let me give you an illustration to drive this home. Let's assume the product you want to sell, the kind of people who are mostly interested in that kind of product, they don't do social networking then. Let's just assume that. They are the kind of people that just go to the internet to check their email. Mostly they have emails with Yahoo or Gmail. So you say that they are on Yahoo or on Gmail to check their email, and once they are done with that, they are out. If that is your target audience and you are spending money advertising your product on say Facebook, you realize that you'll be small return on investment because you are not advertising where your audience exists the most. Your audience exists the most on Yahoo and on Gmail because those are the two sites they use most. So devising an advertising strategy simply means getting to find out where your target audience exists the most, where they frequent the most on the internet, so that you target those platforms to run your adverts. That is where you spend most money on, even though you are going to advertise on other platforms where you have fragment of your audience. But the place that you spend the most money on your advert will be on those sites where they visit the most. So that is what that devising a marketing strategy or advertising strategy means. So that is basically all. These are just the 4 steps one can take to start a business on the internet and hopefully grow it into a big business. So like I said, this is just the introduction of the video. Of course, in the subsequent videos, each of these steps will be taken one by one and dealt with, and you'll be given practical examples, and it will come just once in a week. So like the aspect of the step 2, which deals with web designing, you are going to watch and see me build a website with one of these tools I told you that you can use to build a website. Even if you have no knowledge of web designing in the past, you see me use one of these tools to build a website, in less than 30 minutes. And these tools are free of charge. You just go on the internet and download them. So you are going to see how all that is done. So that each week we'll treat a particular subject, so that you have the rest of that week to put in practice what you've learned for that week, so that by the next week, when the next step will be, when you'll be getting the next video to watch, you would have already practiced what you've learned in step 1, so that in step 2 you are fresh. After learning step 2, you have that the whole of that week also to put everything you've learned in practice. That way, by the end of this video, you would have already started a business on the internet. Not a situation whereby you just watch and at the end of the day, you are not able to get something started. That is primarily why I spread this course into 5 weeks. So each week you get a copy of the video that dealt with one of the things, and at the end of each of the video, as you are practicing what you've learned, if you face any difficulties or anywhere, all you need to do is send me a message. Ask me whatever question that may be bothering you, and I'll give you a reply. So that's it. So to reach me, you can use any of these platforms. You could go to my web page where this video is hosted, that is apexweb.com/ebusiness, or you could go to facebook.com/apexweb, or go to twitter.com/apexweb, and see you in the next videos. Thanks.